A warm welcome to this session on making samples of tucks, gathers, shirrs and frills. At the end of this session, you will be able to make samples of tucks, make samples of different types of gathers. Tools and equipment required. Single needle lock stitch machine 1. Zipper foot 1. Iron box 1. Hand needle 1. Scissors 8 inches. Scale 12 inches. Measuring tape 1. Machine needle 14. Bobbin and case 1. Long cloth or poplin 1.20 meter by 0.90 meter. Cord 0.75 centimeters. Sieving thread 1. Tucks. A tuck is a straight fold of fabric stitched on the grain evenly throughout the fold. Tucks may appear similar to the pleats, but some construction features are different. The beauty of tucks depends on its accuracy. It will look good only if the width of tucks and the distance between the tucks are maintained evenly. Tucks are used mainly for decorative purpose. Generally, tucks are folded on the right side of the garment since they have decorative purpose. Only dark tucks are used for shaping and are folded on the wrong side for shaping. A tuck is a stitched fold of fabric on right side used mostly for decorative purpose. Types of tucks: pin tucks, plain spaced tucks, blind tucks, shell tucks, corded tucks, cross tucks, group tucking with scallop effect, released tucks. Make samples of tucks. Plain spaced tucks. Plain tucks are formed one direction. Width of tucks and spacing can vary with the desired effect. Method to make the plain tucks are given below. Take a piece of cloth 15 cm by 20 cm and mark fold lines for spaced tucks at a distance of 4 cm from edge. Fold first tuck on fold line exactly on the grain and stitch at a distance of 0 to 1 cm. Stitch and press the tucks all in one direction. Repeat for other types of tucks. Tucks that meet are called blind tucks. A very narrow tuck is a pin tuck. Make samples of tucks. Shell tucks. Narrow tuck with shell-like scallop edge is called shell tucks. Shell tuck is a technique of folding fabric and sewing it while holding it down, creating a straight line tuck. Shell tucks are generally made with hand. Shell tucks create a delicate edge finish for both lightweight knits and woven fabrics. The length of the shell should be twice its width. Method to make the shell tucks are given below. Take sample piece of cloth 15 cm by 15 cm. Make a diagonal line on center. Then set a parallel line on each side at a distance of 5 cm. Fold on the marks to prepare 3 plain tucks of 1.5 cm. Set marks on the seam lines of tucks at a distance of 2.5 cm. Insert needle with double thread on first mark and set running stitches through both layers up to the fold line. Pull the thread to gather the fabric on the mark. Then trace it in place, that is, on seam line. Guide needle inside the layers and bring it out on next mark. Lock the thread with back stitch on mark. Repeat process as described. Make samples of tucks. Corded tucks. When a cord is placed inside the fold, it is called corded tuck. A zipper foot is required for stitching this type of tuck. Method to make the corded tucks are given below. Take a piece of cloth 15 cm by 20 cm Mark 4 lines lengthwise at distance of 4 centimeters. Starting from left edge, fold the fabric on first line and place cord in between the fold. Stitch close to cord using zipper cord foot. Make samples of tucks. Cross tucks. Cross tucks are stitched in both directions, vertical and horizontal. The lengthwise tucks are stitched first, then press in one direction before the widthwise tucks are stitched. Method to make the cross tucks are given below. Take a piece of cloth 15 cm by 10 cm. To prepare cross tucks, stitch pin tucks or spaced tucks lengthwise and press them in one direction. Then set and stitch tucks in widthwise direction, right angle to the first one. Make samples of tucks. Group tucking with scallop effect. A group of blind tucks can be made to show a scalloped effect. For that purpose, the fold of tuck should be little wider. The tucks are top stitched perpendicular to the tucks first in one direction. Then their folds are placed in the opposite direction to be top stitched again perpendicular to the tucks. This process is repeated on the full length of tucks at regular intervals. Method to make group tucks with scallop effect are given below. Take piece of cloth 15 cm by 30 cm. Stitch blind tucks along widthwise grain and press in one direction. Draw lines with pencil along lengthwise grain at a distance of 2.5 cm from each other. Stitch along first marked line across the tuck in the direction tuck were pressed. Start from opposite side and stitch along second marking reversing the direction of tucks. Stitch along remaining marked lines reversing the direction of tucks with each stitch line. Make samples of tucks. Dart or released tucks. Dart tucks are used for shaping the garment. They can be formed on shoulder line, frock and back waistline. Method to make the dart or released tucks are given below. Take a piece of cloth 15 cm by 20 cm. Mark lines for spaced tucks. Stitch spaced tucks only up to 4 cm or desired length and secure the thread ends by back stitch or by tying the threads at the edge of tuck. Gathers. Gathers are a popular form of controlling fullness in a garment. Gathering is one or two rows of stitching drawn up to form very tiny pleats in the fabric. Fabric is usually gathered to 1/2 to 1/3 the original width. Gathering most often occurs in the garment at waistline, cuffs, yokes, and children clothes, etc. Prepare gathers by hand. Method to make gathers by hand are given below. Cut one cotton fabric piece of size 10 cm by 20 cm. Mark a line with distance of 1 cm on both the edges of the fabric vertically. Mark two horizontal lines with a distance of 1 cm from one marked line to the other marked line. Take hand needle and thread. Don't knock the thread, make running stitches. On the line marked, using the threads loose on both the sides. Pin the stitched edge with the help of pins and twist the end of the loose thread around the pins. Fabric is now ready to make gathers. Gently pull on the threads with the hand so that fabric along the threads creates uniform gathers. Recap. In this session, we have learned how to make samples of tucks, how to make samples of different types of gathers. Hope you have understood all the concepts in this session. See you in the next session with a new concept. Thank you.